He screamed at the judge, mocked the victims, and turned a courtroom into chaos.
I don't care about the inevitable. It was already written from day one what was going to happen. It doesn't make me lose any sleep.
You need to stop right now or you will be removed.
Remove me then. You want to come check the boxes yourself? It's not no game. That's what you don't seem to understand.
Mr. Brooks.
And Miss Judge.
I'm going to stand my ground on this.
I'm going to stand my ground too. And it's disrespectful to me that you think I would come in here purposely and treat this like a joke or a game. Your life is not on the line. Mine is. And you think that I think this is funny?
I don't think it's funny whatsoever.
I think you should show some respect.
He screamed at the judge, mocked the victims, and turned the courtroom into chaos. What was supposed to be a solemn trial quickly spiraled into a circus of insults, outbursts, and defiance.
One more interruption and you're going to be removed to the next courtroom.
That's what you want to do anyway.
It's not what I want to do. Do not interrupt Attorney Opera.
So can
Your Honor, I believe he has 7 prior criminal convictions via OWI second from 2003, criminal trespass to dwelling from 2006.
Right, I need to take a break. This man right now is having a stare down with me. It's very disrespectful. He pounded his fist. Frankly, it makes me scared. And we're taking a break.
For weeks, Darrell Brooks argued, shouted, and tried to take control of the very trial over his own crimes. The Christmas parade tragedy that left 6 dead and more than 60 injured. But in the end, the chaos stopped. The judge, after enduring every outburst, broke down in tears while delivering his sentence.
Hey, can I... My ID! My ID!
Life after life after life, stacked one on top of the other, until his future was gone. Darrell Brooks, the man who once roared in defiance, finally broke down in tears when he realized there would be no escape. This is his story, the trial that became a circus, and the emotional moment when justice moved even the judge to tears. Accused of plowing his SUV into a Christmas parade, leaving 6 dead and more than 60 injured, Brooks never pleaded for mercy. Instead, he fought the judge, fought the prosecutors, fought the very system holding him accountable. He pounded his fists, mocked the process, and called the trial nothing but a game.
You wish to represent yourself in this case?
Yes, I do.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I would like to represent myself pro per.
So if you are allowed to represent yourself in this case, sir, you will not have attorneys assisting you. If I let them withdraw, they're gone from this case. Do you understand that?
It wasn't just defiance. It was chaos. But let's step back. On November 21st, 2021, the city of Waukesha, Wisconsin glowed with holiday cheer. Families filled the streets for the annual Christmas parade. Joy was everywhere until horror struck. At 4:39 p.m., a red Ford Escape tore through barricades and barreled down the parade route. Witnesses said it swerved intentionally, plowing into clusters of people. In seconds, laughter turned to screams. 6 lives were stolen that day, including 8-year-old Jackson Sparks. 62 others were injured. Behind the wheel was Darrell Brooks Jr., a career criminal with a record dating back to the 1990s. Just 2 days earlier, he'd walked free on a $1,000 bond in another violent case. Now, the unthinkable had happened. His arrest was surreal. After fleeing the SUV, Brooks knocked on a stranger's door, pretending he was homeless and waiting for an Uber. Minutes later, police swarmed and took him into custody.
Time, Your Honor.
It is based on the list that you provided and
that didn't have a time. That didn't have a time or
I'm not going to play
order.
This game with you, sir.
It's not no game. That's what you don't seem to understand.
I believe that fully.
I don't care what you believe fully.
All right.
It's not a game. I don't take this as a game. That's what
explain
nobody,
this to you
that's what
once
nobody,
again.
you don't got to explain nothing to me.
Do you want?
That's what you don't understand. You think
you
that
want
this
the
is a whole
opportunity
game
to
to me.
question?
This is not a game to me, Your Honor. Nothing about this is a joke.
I never
That's
said
what
it
y'all
was a
don't
joke.
understand.
But there's
And it's
some
unfair.
gamesmanship
It's
that's going on.
unfair and it's disrespectful to me that you think I would come in here purposely and treat this like a joke or a game.
I never said it was a
What
joke.
type of statement is that?
Mr.
Your life is not on the line. Mine is. And you think that I think this is funny?
I don't think it's funny whatsoever.
So
And I
I
understand.
think, Your Honor, with all due respect, I think you should show
we're
some
gonna take
respect.
a 5-minute break, and when we come back, the jury's coming out, and you need to call your next witness. Thank you. We are in
Nah,
recess.
you're not rushing me to judgment.
The case seemed open and shut, but what unfolded in court was anything but simple. Darrell Brooks fired his public defenders and insisted on representing himself. What followed was less a trial and more a spectacle. Brooks shouted over witnesses, argued with prosecutors, and hurled accusations at the judge. He objected to nearly everything, often without reason, and turned the courtroom into a circus. At times, he pounded his fists and declared the proceedings unfair, claiming the court was against him. Instead of showing remorse, he fought the very system that was trying to deliver justice for the victims.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Darrell E. Brooks, guilty of first-degree intentional homicide as charged in count 3 of the information. And I should state as to count 2, it was signed and dated by the foreperson, same as to count 3. Did the defendant commit first-degree intentional homicide while using a dangerous weapon? Answer, yes.
From that moment, the courtroom became a battlefield. Brooks unleashed a storm of sovereign citizen arguments, denying the state's jurisdiction, questioning the judge's authority, and objecting to nearly every word spoken. His disruptions escalated daily. He tore off his shirt, stuffed notes into his pants, and was even forced into a separate courtroom, muted when his rage boiled over. His behavior wasn't just erratic, it was volcanic. In one explosive clash, he screamed at Judge Doro, "Your life is not on the line. Mine is." The trial had become less about defense and more about defiance, chaos swallowing justice at every turn.
6 lives taken, 61 more endangered, and countless families shattered. Sentencing came weeks later, and it became one of the most emotional hearings in Wisconsin history. 45 survivors and family members stepped forward. Their words cut through the courtroom like glass. Even then, Brooks tried to argue. He interrupted again, challenged the victims, and declared he too was a victim of a broken system.
Through it all, Judge Doro held her ground, though the strain was clear. She later admitted it was the most challenging case of her career. Jurors sat with quiet patience, enduring Brooks's storm of defiance, but the evidence spoke louder than his outbursts. Chilling videos showed the SUV plowing through the crowd. Dozens of eyewitnesses testified. Survivors pointed directly at Brooks as the driver. On October 26, 2022, the jury needed just 3 hours to decide. The verdict: guilty on all 76 counts. In that moment, the circus ended, and the weight of justice finally came crashing down.
Hard not to think about what I watched and not have this reaction. Those were images that frankly kept me up at night, that I saw over and over and over. For their band director, she is a hero to me, to get up on the stand, to talk about, and that was Sarah Waymeyer Aparicio, to identify each one of her students, talk about their formation, talk about what she saw. So strong for all of you.
Six lives gone, 61 more lives forever scarred, and families left in pieces. When sentencing arrived, the courtroom became a place of raw pain. 45 survivors and relatives spoke, their words cutting deep. Still, Brooks interrupted, insisting he was the true victim, railing against a system he claimed betrayed him.
Frankly, Mr. Brooks, no one is safe from you. This community can only be safe if you are behind bars for the rest of your life. On counts 1 through 6, this court is imposing a life sentence without the possibility or eligibility for extended supervision consecutive to one another. 1 life sentence for Virginia Sorensen. 1 life sentence for Leanna Owen. 1 life sentence for Tamara Durand. 1 life sentence for Jane Kulik. 1 life sentence for Bill Hospel. And 1 life sentence for Jackson Sparks. On counts 7 through 67, consecutive to any other sentence that I've imposed here today, that is 762 and a half years of initial confinement and 305 years of extended supervision on top of the life sentences that I've imposed. Has anyone else joined the Zoom?
But when it was finally her turn, Judge Doro's composure gave way. Fighting tears, she looked Brooks in the eye and said, "There are no words to describe the depth of pain you have caused." She paused, her voice breaking, before handing down sentence after sentence, life stacked upon life, ensuring he would never walk free again. Then came the sentence, 6 consecutive life terms without the possibility of parole, 1 for each life lost, followed by an additional 762 years for the dozens more who were injured. It was a punishment so heavy it made clear there would be no loopholes, no second chances, no future outside prison walls. For the families, it wasn't justice that could ever bring their loved ones back, but it was accountability at last. For Brooks, it was the end of defiance, the moment when all his shouting, all his games, collapsed under the weight of the law. It was, in essence, a punishment designed to ensure Darrell Brooks never walks free again. And in that moment, the man who had spent weeks mocking the court, shouting